Right, and serving first, we have Greig now.
Well, there you see a good look at Kurt Felgemacher. He will be receiving first serve. He's in the far court, of course. Greig now, and we are underway here in the Men's B Championship. I'm working along with my good friend Russ Tringali, and this is Frank Stewart. And we'll have what we perceive to be a pretty good match here, Russ, between two players we really haven't had an opportunity to see before on cable TV.
That's correct, Frank. This is the first time for Greig now to be on Adelphia Cable here. He's new to the series of tournaments here at the Glen. Kurt Felgemacher's had a chance to be on this once a couple of years ago. I think it should be an interesting match. Neither player has played before against each other.
As Greig sets himself. Oh, great charge to the net there for Kurt Felgemacher.
It's a great volley by Kurt. Came in on an approach shot there, and Greig went for a passing shot. Was able to get that ball back deep in the court.
Oh, now they can't hear each other.
Oh, great drop shot there. Good poise and positioning there for Greig now. He placed that perfectly.
Nice shot by Greig. I think that this difference you're going to see in this match today is you're going to see a little bit more finesse and some more lobbing compared to the other matches we previously televised with the open divisions. You're going to see some hard hitting, but you're going to see a lot more finesse, some drop shots, some lobs.
A little long there with the lob.
30 on.
There again, you see Kurt attacking on that ball, and Greig, instead of going for the passing shot, decided to try topspin lob, but was unsuccessful there.
Well, both players had quite an extensive warm-up, and should be in full command of all their shots. They had plenty of time to get warmed up before we started this match for television. Both players appear to be rather adept with the type of shots that they would like to play.
30.
Yeah, I think we're going to be seeing Greig now staying back a little bit more, trying to be the counter-puncher here, and Kurt's going to be the more aggressor. Kurt won't waste any time trying to come into the net here.
That was just deep on the forehand. Greig tells me that he traveled down from Canada.
Yeah, Greig is, again, new to the circuit here that we're having at the Glen. And he's from Toronto. He's a personal consultant for First National down in Toronto. And again, this is his second tournament playing down here at the Village Glen.
That was just wide. Greig looking to hold his serve here in the first game of the first set. We'll be playing best of three. Another drop shot, and it's successful.
Game now, we need one game to love in the first set.
Again, this is the third in the series of the PIMS 1993 Summer Tennis Challenge Series at the Village Glen. The first tournament took place back in May, the Village Glen Indoor Tennis Tournament in early May, and then we went to outdoors, I guess, Russ, with the Hunt Gold and Silver Invitational.
That's right. The last tournament, which was on June 19th through the 26th, sponsored by Jack and Kathy Hunt of the Jack Hunt and Gold and Silver. And this tournament right here, which actually got started on July 17th, was actually is sponsored by the Capello Clay Court Championships and John Lorisello.
And in the chair, we have Tony Tringali. brother, Russ?
Tony Tringali, that's right. He was a pro here at the Village Glen, and he's still continuing teaching here, and he's helping us out today with the line calls.
Okay, Greig taking a little longer time at the chair there. He leads 1-0 in the first set. And again, the Village Glen Tennis and Fitness Club hosting these tournaments, and well received here in Western New York. A lot of great participation. With a very, very strong serve.
I think we're going to see again the difference between the two players, the contrast here. Kurt's going to definitely be the aggressor here, serve and volley, come to net in every opportunity he can, and Greig's going to stay back and be the counter puncher.
Serve. That's just wide.
30 love.
Both players hitting extreme topspin on both forehand and backhand side.
Very strong serve. That's an very service ace. Well, he has a booming serve for a B-level player.
Yeah, Kurt's strong. You'll see each player here will have different strengths and have certain weaknesses. Again, I think Kurt's strength is going to be a big serve, speed up at the net, coming in and being aggressive, where Greig will have the speed and the quickness, but he'll probably be more of the counter puncher.
Making sure on the second serve. Putting in play. Oh,
40-15.
not a difficult shot to handle there.
Now that was an unforced error. I think a little bit of nerves on that shot there. A little stiff on trying to hit through that.
I was going to say, it looked like he tightened up on the backhand. Charging the net. Good luck. Great recovery by both players, actually. And that's just wide.
40-30.
That shot was just wide. And again, I think we've seen a couple combinations of shots, some drop shots, some lobs, and these players better be ready to run all day today.
Yeah, I was going to say, Greig.
Kurt's taking a deep breath already.
So is Greig. Well, they had, as we said, that long warm-up, so they may have used up a little energy. In the second game of the first set. Oh, just wide. He had a player running across the court there. And had the open side available to him and just couldn't get the place correctly. Oh.
There again, we see Kurt being the aggressor there, attacking that short ball. Kurt doesn't want to stay out here and play very many rallies. I think he'd rather end the point again as quickly as possible.
Looking to hold his serve here. It's long. Championship match. Oh, and Kurt Felgemacher holds his serve in the second game.
1-1 in the opening
and we
set.
are tied 1 game each. I'll stay out on the court and continue into game 3. Well, that was quite a long game there.
I think we're going to see a lot of long rallies here because neither player has a overpowering weapon on either side. They have consistent strokes.
Serve was called long. They'll go second serve. recovery there for Greig and now.
15, love.
Greig hit a slice approach shot, chipped the ball and came in behind it. Was able to hit the volley to the open court.
Well, we've had the benefit of seeing the men's open caliber players with Ross Nowachku and Neil Simon. Obviously, they're in tremendous shape. These fellows here may not get the opportunity to play as much tennis and maintain that level of physical conditioning.
That's correct. Unlike the guys we see in the open, these guys have
It's just
why these guys are they work full time, 9 to 5. And when you watch Neil and Ross, they're coming off of a circuit of college tennis, and you know, they're in top shape, and they're out here playing daily.
Strong serve there from Greig.
love.
40 love.
Look at our ball girl, Amy Rizzuto.
Out, serves
It's
out.
long. Oh, double fault.
40, 15.
Is that the first double foul here?
Yes, it is. Kurt came to the net and he made it work.
40,
Nice volley by Kurt,
30.
closed in there just enough to make that volley. Put a little bit of pressure on Greig to make a passing shot, and Greig just hit that ball wide.
A bit of a comeback here. He was down 40 love. He's at 40-30. Great shot. Tremendous shot there
Game
from Greig now.
now.
The hold serve here in game 3 of the first set.
2 games to 1.
So Greig now with a 2-1 lead here in the first set, and we'll take a short break as the players will go get re-energized along the sideline there, and we'll tell you you're watching the Capello Championships, the men's B final on Adelphia Cable Sports. Okay, let's stay here and talk a little bit more about some of the participants. Now you have from the men's open, the ladies open championships on down through what, a C level, Russ?
That's correct. We have men's open right through to C level, and from women's open right to C level. So we have actually a division for every player that wants to participate in this. Right now behind us we have a women's open final going on between Jenny Johnson, who is a pro at the Village Glen here, and also another participant, Jenny Schneider, who's out here playing right now. And I think they're almost just about finished the first set.
And there you see the next event coming up on the 1993 Summer Tennis Challenge, brought to you by PIMS. It'll be the Buffalo Municipal Tennis Tournament, scheduled to run from July 30 through August 8th.
That's correct, and the next tournament, actually,
Well over $4,000 in cash and prizes available to participants. And for any information about these tournaments and an opportunity to perhaps be on Adelphia Cable Television, call the Village Glen at the telephone number as you see on the screen, 716-633-1635.
just a look at Ed Bank.
Pretty good tennis player in his own right, I would say.
That's correct. His son, Bobby Bank, is a very good tennis player in the Buffalo area. He doesn't live here anymore. He's playing tennis and coaching out in Florida.
Who was he coaching last? I read...
He's coaching a top junior from New York City who has some very good potential.
Well, Kurt Felgemacher, trailing 2-1, and on serve here. And
15, love.
he'll be serving from the far court, as you see, to Greig now on the inside at the near court. A little problem with the toss, it looked like that time. He was confident when he hit the ball on his first serve.
think he's going to be facing the sun on this side a little bit more than on the other side.
Well, he has those shaded glasses. Oh, great shots there, back to back. And Kurt upset with himself as he has a chance perhaps to put one away.
I think he actually made the wrong choice of shots there. He had to smile there, and he knew he should have probably played a forehand ground stroke instead of trying an overhead off a low ball like that.
Oh, athleticism shown there by Kurt Felgemacher. And he wins the point.
30-15.
There again, we see Kurt being the aggressor out here. We'll just see if he's able to do this for a couple sets here.
Yeah, exactly. He's certainly getting a good run on the court right now. Placement on that serve. And he has Greig now running side to side now. And just wide.
40-15.
Felgemacher again looking to stay on serve here. 40-15 in the fourth game of the first set. Probably the best 2 of 3 sets for the men's B championship.
Again, we see Greig now trying to bob Kurt. That ball's going to be in.
Perfect shot.
40.
He's very deft
30.
with his overhead, or pardon me, his lob shots.
He sure is. He's able to control that lob so much because he's hitting a lot of topspin on the ball. You wouldn't be able to do that if you were to slice or chop that. He hits a lot of spin. He's able to control that ball and bring it down into the court.
Serve was out. Second serve. And double fault.
Deuce.
First for Kurt Felgemacher. Tremendous placement on that
Advantage.
shot.
And now.
Felgemacher coming to the net again.
I think Kurt thought that ball was going to go out, and he let that ball go. Greig has so much topspin on his stroke that the balls are staying in on the foot, too.
And this is a break point opportunity with the advantage to Greig now in the near court. Getting some short ball opportunities to Greig now. In fact, I thought Greig might come hard to the net one time.
Yeah, Greig. Again, Kurt approaching on that ball, and Greig. I think what Kurt has to be careful on here is not to approach on the wrong shot or too early. He's got to be a little bit patient, not come in too often.
Advantage. And now.
And Greig now with his second break point opportunity in this first set.
The hardest part about holding serve or being when you're down so much and you work so hard to get it back and then to miss an easy ball like that.
Deuce.
Again, though, we see the same pattern. Kurt coming in and attacking. Greig being the counterpuncher here.
It's like that I like that two-handed push shot too. That's just making sure, I believe. Deuce. A bit of a miss hit, and that's out.
Advantage. Felgemacher.
He's fought off 2 break points. An opportunity to take this fourth game.
Nice volley.
Great shot.
Deuce.
Now, Greig on that volley was able to close in. And you saw the advantage. If he would have kept his feet where they were, he probably wouldn't have made that volley, but he closed in about 2 steps, which helped him out there.
Good look at Felgemacher as he prepares for the serve. shot
Advantage,
there.
Felgemacher.
And Felgemacher with the advantage.
When Kurt comes in on an approach shot, Greig should really try to hit topspin to pass him. He's trying to slice the ball sometimes, and he's not. It's more difficult to pass someone with a slice shot than a topspin shot.
Let's try to get that first serve in. Second serve. Long. To deuce.
Deuce.
Sometimes I know Russ from participating in a variety of different sports, that when you're competing with someone and they're very good at a particular shot, somehow or another you start winding up trying to make the same shot that they do.
That's correct. Sometimes in this game out here, you can end up playing the same
Advantage,
person's game and
Felgemacher.
falling into that trap of playing the way that opponent wants you to play. I think what you really want to do is come out and be focused and go to your game plan, and if you happen to win that day, then that's great. If not, you'll probably end up working a lot harder and still losing if you don't stick to your game plan.
The reason I even say it is I see Kurt trying to launch a little lob shot in there, and that looks like he's more of a power player. Oh boy. Well, there's
Game,
the
Felgemacher.
game to Kurt Felgemacher, so we're even at 2 games
are
all
2-all
in this
in the
men's
opening
speed
set.
championship. Stay right here as they'll just take a short break at either end of the court and then pick it right back up again with Greig now serving from the near court.
Again, we saw Greig trying to, actually not again, being a little more aggressive on that shot, a little bit different from his style because he's been hitting more loopy topspin shots. And he actually had an forced error out in that ball.
Love, 15.
A little trouble with the backhand. It's the second or third in the last few attempts that he's put in the net.
We're trying to come in behind that service return.
Still wins the point.
Love, 30.
Now Kurt was lucky to win that point. He actually approached from the baseline on that shot, which is really not the correct way to hit an approach shot, but it worked for him that time.
Well, he took one out of the air that would have been long for sure. Well, he's in control of this fifth game, though. Except for that great shot there.
30.
Nice drop shot by Greig, a little slice shot.
15-30. That's just wide on the first serve. Great placement on the forehand for
15,
Felgemacher.
40.
That was a good choice of shots by Kurt. He threw up a lob and pushed Greig back in the court, and then decided to hit a strong forcing shot and then come in behind that. Greig wasn't able to return that.
Great point opportunity here for Kurt Felgemacher in the fifth game of the first set.
Serve is out, serve is out.
Tony Tringali making the call from the chair, although the players continue to play. Second serve. It's a double fault.
Game,
Tough
Felgemacher.
time to double fault.
Felgemacher leads 3-2 in the opening set.
And there's our first break in the action. And Kurt Felgemacher now leads 3-2 as he controlled the fifth game and took it from Greig now. He will be serving when they come back out of their break. And double faults in the match so far. Greig now with 2 and Kurt Felgemacher with 1. Well, just a great afternoon for tennis here at the Village Glen, and couldn't beat this day for outdoor play.
That's correct. The whole week since this tournament's been running on, we've had nothing but perfect weather, which I'm sure all the viewers are happy about. It's just been a great time here. All the players have been coming out. We have had a lot of fans come out and watch some of these players play. And a lot of support from the whole community here.
Well, we were talking, you mentioned earlier about the Women's Open Championship taking place behind us. Two names that I haven't seen.
Yeah, we have two different players in the finals here. We're usually seeing Kelly Brown in the finals of the Women's Open and Bridget Merritt. Kelly was away playing a national clay court tournament, and she wasn't able to participate in this tournament along with Bridget was also away playing the same tournament, so neither were able to participate in this. So we have a couple new faces here. Very strong players out there, though.
Absolutely. We had a chance while the men were warming up for this B championship to enjoy some of the tennis taking place on the court just behind us, and boy, they are absolutely skilled players with tremendous power.
Yes, all the players in the Women's Open division in this tournament were very strong. Very competitive players. A lot of them coming off of playing in college areas or different colleges, and again, they've had strong seasons and they're ready to come in here and play some tennis this summer.
Well, Greig now his first, as we see Kurt Felgemacher returning to the court. He'll be serving. Greig now has decided to change his shirt, so it does get warm out on the court. He'll be receiving at the far end. First serve, short.
We'll see if this gives Kurt a little bit of confidence. It's nice to have a changeover 3-2 after you just broke a player.
He's respecting the lob a little bit. He's not coming in as hard as he was before.
Love, 15.
And just a miss hit there.
Again, Greig throwing up that high topspin lob. It's tough to hit that out here in the sun. Kurt's lucky it's not a windy day also today.
Exactly. It's very calm here. It was out.
Serve is out. Serve is out. Yeah. Second serve.
Second serve as the ball was long after it hit the net. That's long.
15 all.
First serve again missing for Kurt Felgemacher.
I think Kurt would like to win this game and give himself a little bit more of a cushion here, 4-2 lead.
Strong.
15-30.
Just a little long.
15-30. Sometimes that adrenaline gets going with the anticipation of taking a two-game lead. And just over-aggressive to the ball. Did it or didn't it?
I thought I caught.
Tony Tringali was going to say it's in. Kurt's going to say it's out.
That shot just landed in.
15-40.
Break point available here for Greig now.
Those shots look like they're going to be out about a foot. And they end up somehow falling in with all that topspin on that ball.
Tremendous shot. And he broke him.
Game
Right back.
now. Games are 3-all in the opening set.
Games are 3-all in the first set, so this is going to be a long match.
I think we're going to see this pattern here.
Either they'll continue to, as you say, point, counterpoint, or punch, counterpunch until one tires, I believe. That may be the real story of this match. Who's able to stay in better condition longer. Kurt Felgemacher certainly
15
expends a lot of energy
love.
on his point.
That's correct. I think the interesting thing might be that to see if one player decides halfway through, if it is close, if one of them's going to change their game and become less aggressive or more aggressive on either end here.
30 love.
Greig
30 love.
or Kurt a little tentative on that return.
Oh, tremendous backhand there.
40
Great time to play it.
love.
Nice shot by Greig there. There again, Kurt coming in and Greig being the counter puncher, not afraid to hit that last backhand though.
Oh, boy. Just taking full command of
Game
the court right now.
now.
Greig now
Leads
holds
4
his
games
serve
to 3 in
in
the opening set.
7th game, and he now leads 4 games to 3 as he broke Kurt Felgemacher in the previous game and came right back. Just a tremendous effort there for Greig now, and that was a great forehand.
Kurt made the wrong choice on the approach shot there. He put himself in a little bit more of a tougher situation. He probably should have played that ball, or actually he definitely should have played that ball down the line. If you take a short ball and play cross court, you put yourself in a bad position to make a volley there.
Felgemacher getting some refreshment into his water container out there on the court. Chance for us to talk a little bit about some of the sponsors.
Yes, I'd like to take a second here and we can thank some of the sponsors here. PIMS for sponsoring the entire summer series here. Also, along with our other sponsors, Jack Hunt from the Hunt Gold and Silver, the Capello tournament, which we're seeing here right now, John Laricella, Madeline LaPena of the LaPena Agency, Adelphia Communications, Laurentian Water Company supplying the water for the players here, Prince Manufacturing, Wilson Sporting Goods and Dunlop Schlesinger, and Reebok all donating prizes and being part of this summer event here.
What was the number of participants for this particular tournament, Russ? Do you know off the top?
I think we're up to about 125,
Oh, that's
about the
great.
same as last time tournament. We're real happy with the turnout.
Kurt Felgemacher entering the wrong court area. He's getting a little bit more TV time apparently as he waves to a camera. Walking right by at the net is where our camera location is.
This is a big game for Kurt here. If he needs to hold serve here, or he'll put himself in a real tough situation, being down 5-3.
Good look at Greig now. Out of Toronto, Ontario. There's our statistics compiled by Don Clement as we continue on forced error 17. As you saw. Great return, but long.
Love,
As he was just able to
15.
get to that ball. Greig now putting a deep shot along the baseline.
Not as many double faults as I thought we would have on with these players being the first time.
And you see just 2 for Greig or Kurt Felgemacher and 18 on forced errors. This is wide with that shot.
Love,
A little
30.
frustration. Love 30.
Kurt was a little tentative on that backhand. He looks a little bit, again, the pressure is really on him. He knows he has to pull this game out or he puts himself in a tough situation, and now he's going to feel it more being down above 30.
First serve is eluding him at this point.
Does it look like he's taking a little speed off it, or he's
I would
tightening
think.
up a little bit?
I would think, you know, just trying to get it in there and be sure. Great placement.
just up.
Greig now thought it might be in.
15, 30.
To Tony Tringali, he agrees with Kurt Felgemacher. It was just wide.
It's a tough line to call for an umpire up there,
Sure.
the far line.
Kurt was appealing even to the ball girl here for some agreement.
30 all.
Trying to pass and shot. Didn't get there.
So Kurt's pulled himself up from above 30. See if he puts a big serve in here or he takes it easy here.
Get over the net.
Having trouble with that first serve.
Just a little tentative on that.
Good reach. Good location.
30-40.
30-40, break point for Greig now.
I think Kurt's tactics of coming in are a good idea. He needs to do a little bit more with his volleying, hit a little deeper in the court. He's just pushing the ball into the court and giving Greig a couple chances to pass him. If you give anyone a couple chances, you're going to be in big trouble there. He needs to do a little more with his volley.
Big serve. Got it. Good long.
Deuce.
First serve really helped that time as we're back to deuce.
One of the few topspin lobs that Greig's missed.
Great athletes, sometimes they can't lay off.
Advantage on
I always saw
Felgemacher.
Kurt put a little bit stronger serve in there and come in behind that. I think was a good tactic.
And let it go long.
Game Felgemacher. Games
Kurt
are
holds his
4
serve.
all in the opening set.
In the 8th game, we're even at 4 games each. And this first set, again, best of 3. Players will stay out of the court. Just regroup momentarily, and it'll be Greig and Al serving to stay on serve from the near court. Men's B championship.
Oh, get down.
It's a nice overhead there by Greig.
15
So,
love.
Caught Kurt a little off guard, I believe.
His approach shot just caught the line.
Love.
Kurt
30
being
love.
a little aggressive on that shot. Nothing wrong with that. It's just you really want to pick and choose your time to do that shot.
Should talk a little bit about the grip that Greig and Al use. It's almost like I was watching table tennis the other night.
Yeah, he's on the service grip. He's continental or a little bit towards the backhand side.
Oh, very high lob here. Again. And he gets the point.
40 love.
Good tactic. Continue to do it as long as it's working.
Very good tactic. Again, he's being the counter puncher. He's hitting some nice lobs up there, and it's Kurt's not able to put them away, and he's giving Greig another chance, another opportunity to make a passing shot.
And running across the court, and he holds on to take
Game.
the game
Now-
and take a 5 games to 4
Now
lead
leads
during
5
the first
games
set.
to 4 in the opening set.
So Greig and Al stays on his serve, and with one service break for each player thus far in the first set, who knows?
Well, it was actually a strong point by Greig. It's the first aggressive serve and volley point we've really seen out of him. He had a nice serve. You kind of wonder why he's not serving like that each point.
There you see it into the first set, 5-4. Greig now. As Felgemacher will come back out and pick up his serve. Struggled in the last game when he was serving and was able to pull it out.
Great day to play tennis here.
Oh, terrific.
Temperature's just right and no wind. Couldn't ask for a better day out here today.
Let's talk about the PIMS participation, of course, 1993 Summer Tennis Challenge Series. We see the table set up over to our far right.
That's correct. I have my wife, Don Tringali, is serving some PIMS to any of the spectators here who would like to.
There you see at the Village Glen Tennis and Fitness Club in Williamsville or Amherst, New York. Coming to you on Adelphia Cable Sports. Frank Stewart, of course, along with Russ Tringali, teaching pro here. Or you're the head pro, aren't you?
The head pro.
Excuse me, my mistake. Okay, both players back out now, so Kurt Felgemacher down again, 5-4.
I think it's going to be crucial for Kurt to get the first point, a couple points under his belt here. Give him a little confidence. He's in a tough situation here. He needs to hold.
Double fall.
Love 15.
Looking into the sun may have some impact also. He is wearing the sunglasses, the wraparound type.
Yeah, with those glasses, though, I think he's pretty much sun-free.
I would say, yeah. Not much room for the sun to get in there.
15 all.
15 off.
I think that first serve we saw by him was a little bit tentative, knowing pressure's on him again. He's got to do something here. Nice serve there.
Put it away. Aggressive players
30,
like those
15.
short little shots that are easy to wrap. Pardon me, 30-15, excuse me. Second serve. Got it.
40,
And another
15.
overhead put away by Kurt.
If you had to guess, Russ, a little bit, both players in the B category, B-level players, any room for improvement to get up to A?
Oh, sure. Both these players could make some considerable improvement to get up there. They're both good athletes. No question
Game,
about that.
Felgemacher.
I just think they need to play some more tournaments.
Games are
get a little
5
more
all in the
involved,
opening set.
get a little more confidence built up.
Kurt Felgemacher held his serve, so we're into 5-all here in this first set. Back and forth we go. And Greig now from the far court. We stay on his serve. And do we have a tiebreaker set up?
Maybe heading that way.
Wow.
Well, that was
15 love.
a fairly easy shot. Unfortunately for Kurt, he wasn't able to get it.
Getting a little bit tight on that. That's a
30
nice
love.
finesse shot there by Greig, cross court, short angled drop shot.
Love. Kurt shaking his head a little bit concerned.
Serve is out. Serve is out.
Umpire overruling that call. I think Kurt thought that was in.
Why is Tony overruling the call and looking for help from you?
Serve is out.
That was out also. Double fault for Greig now.
30-15.
Is he confident out there, Tony? He's smiling.
He's confident. He's just worried about his job.
Oh. Nice return. And that's long.
40-15.
Aggressive shot there by Greig.
He
Give him
turns it
credit.
up a notch or two occasionally, doesn't he?
That's true. That's correct. Give him credit there. It's a tough situation to want to go for an overhead back at the baseline.
Just wide on the serve. Just long.
40-30.
40-30, he went for it, just put it past the baseline.
Thanks very much. Thank you. All right, take 3, Marie. Serve is out.
Second serve.
Deuce.
And another overhead there by Greig, not afraid to hit through on that ball. You can't get any closer.
Oh, you can't. This is just really an interesting match. Two distinctive different styles of play.
Deep.
Double fall.
Advantage, Felgemacher.
So Felgemacher with a huge break opportunity here available to him. He's broken Greig now once already. That's long. And all of a sudden the serve is
See what kind of serve
disappeared.
Greig hits here now.
Oh boy, Kurt Felgemacher headed at his forehand, and he went for it all.
I think he would have been better off playing a little more conservative shot, get himself in the point. It's too close to go for a shot like that right now.
That's deuce. Greig now missed on the overhead.
Advantage, Felgemacher.
Another break point.
And again,
Deuce.
It's on the forehand.
he rushed through that shot. He didn't really need to go for as much. He's been better off with a more conservative approach shot and done a little more with the volley possibly.
Back to deuce. It's a critical game in the set. 5 games each. In the first set, could be a turning point right here, depending on who is able to take this game.
Nice passing shot.
Advantage, Anal.
So Greig now gets the advantage back finally on serve. Boy, both players really expending a lot of energy in this game.
This is a long, tiring game for each player here.
Call, just one. So Greig now holds his serve
Game, Anal.
and now leads 6 games to 5.
Anal
In the
leads
first
6
set.
games to 5 in the opening set.
Let's talk about the next tournament that we should be involved with, I believe, on Adelphia Cable.
Right, the next tournament, which is sponsored by the Lapetta Agency, which is going to be...
We'll talk about it when we come back. And there you see the score on the screen through the first set. Greig now leads Kurt Felgemacher 6 games to 5. We'll be right back.
Team Hot Shots, Western New York's #1 source for action sports photography, lets you save the game. Football, soccer, Little League, high school or college, boys or girls, all sports. Team Hot Shots captures a winning shot of your athletic career. Call Team Hot Shots to arrange a photo session of your team or special event. 337-2771. Team Hot Shots. Make a winning moment last a lifetime.
And we are back. And as we head to the 12th game of this first set, it'll be Kurt Felgemacher serving from the far court to Greig in the near court. And again, a long 11th game in this first set. And let's see which player tires first. It appears that Kurt has decided to rid himself of the sunglasses, at least temporarily, and decides to get them back on. Well, there you see it, the PIMS 1993 Summer Tennis Challenge Series with the next event, Buffalo Municipal Tennis Tournament, scheduled for July 30 through August 8th. Over $4,000 in cash and prizes. For more information, call the Village Glen at 633-1635. Well, that's a great
15
serving volley.
love.
Again, Kurt rushing that shot there.
Exactly. One thing I noticed, and I'm sure you'll be in agreement, just from the last match that we televised, the men's Open finals, these players don't get the same extension, the same reach. They're very careful, more careful, try to be more careful with their shots, it seems.
That's correct. They're stiffer, more mechanical.
30.
And if you watch the other players, they're a lot looser. Technically, that's why they hit the ball a lot harder. It's really the racket head speed of a shot that gives you the power. It's not really how strong you are, because you can see Kurt is a very strong build.
Oh, we got it. Well done. Greig and Al said possibly out, but Tony Tringali overruled it, so the ball was in. Some of our spectators surrounding our broadcast location, very comfortable under the tent awning. 30 all in this 12th game.
Big point here.
Huge. Good serve. Oh boy. Missed on the back
40,
end.
30.
Both players aggressive there, though.
Exactly.
Kurt coming in, and Greig not afraid to hit that passing shot.
Felgemacher with his second serve. Kurt appears to be a little bit more patient now coming to the net. And ball's wide, so he'll hold
Game,
his serve.
Felgemacher. Games are 6 all
Again, being aggressive there.
in the opening
And we
set.
are tied at 6 games all. What's the tiebreaker?
It's a good thing we do have a tiebreaker, because I don't know if we'd ever finish this set here. It's first person to win 7 points. It's a 12-point tiebreaker. It's the first person to win 7 points by a 2-point margin.
Serve goes to Greig now in the near court. First serve short. Great shot.
1-0. Felgemacher.
1-0 here in the tiebreaker.
Hey, you serve other.
Kurt Felgemacher will now serve.
It's always nice to get that first point in this tiebreaker under your belt.
Kurt had a chance to really build himself a lead. Again, not a difficult shot as the ball hung up in the air. He very aggressive to the net.
Tiebreakers are always tense situations. No chance to play one loose point. You really find yourself in big trouble here.
He was able to get that first serve.
2-1
Very strong
Felgemacher.
serve. So 2-1 here in the tiebreaker. Kurt Felgemacher, and now Greig will serve. In the court.
Nice serve there.
2-2.
2-2.
Kurt was very tentative on that return. You don't want to hold back too much or you'll find yourself in trouble also.
Deep.
3-2 and now.
One was just long.
Yeah, it was obviously long. 3-2 for Greig and Al. So he won the 2 points that were available to him on his serve.
The other side of these tiebreakers are you have two players playing a set and you both work so hard and you get to 6-all and one person's obviously going to be the winner here.
That was close.
Again, we see Kurt rushing that
and now.
shot.
Forehand is starting to disappear as a little bit of a breeze is picked up here. Kind of a cooling breeze, which will help the players.
I mentioned before, the players have to switch sides now after 6 points. What I was mentioning was both players working hard to get to this tiebreaker. Obviously, one player is going to come out the winner here, and it really takes the wind out of the other person's sails. You know, all that work, and now he lost his tiebreaker, and he has to go in and start the second set.
Greig now is about to sit down, and Tony Tringali forcefully told him to get back out there.
That's true. Unlike when you change sides for a during a set, during a tiebreaker, there are no breaks. It's continuous play until the tiebreaker is over.
I couldn't tell that one. Just call it.
They're appealing to the chair umpire, Tony Tringali.
Second
Greig
serve.
now has called it out.
I'm sure Tony had a good look at that call. He couldn't be any closer to it.
Well, right on top of it, actually. Oh, second serve. Running in behind the shot.
Come on, hit it. 5-2 and now.
5-2 Greig now, so in full control of this one.
You never know, though. I played a tiebreaker this weekend, and I was down 6-3. I ended up winning the tiebreaker 8-6.
Ah, good point. That was a good presumption, so that's a strong serve, though.
6-2 and now.
Things turned on that serve, perhaps. He really went for it to get it.
Maybe he hurt us.
6-2, he needs this point on his serve to take the first set in the tiebreaker right here. 6 points to 2. Went for it again, a little short on the serve. He's double faulted 4 times. Great shot. Kurt Felgemacher is hanging tough.
It's his point.
Wait a second, did he go over the net?
No. Game in first set and now.
Yes, he did.
He wins the first
Want
set.
to explain
7
that call?
games
He had the
to 6.
shot.
I think I lost part of view. I'm not too sure, but I think Tony's claiming that the contact was made over the net, which you're not allowed to do. You're allowed to follow through over the net, but you're not allowed to make contact with the ball.
And that's exactly what it appeared to be. He was there. Kurt, again, a very aggressive player, getting to the net. And in the first set, Greig now takes it 7 games to 6, and the tiebreaker. And the tiebreaker went 7-2.
Your serve, Kurt.
That's correct, 7-2.
Okay, 7-2.
Look at some of the spectators here.
Do we have plaques this year? Or this tournament? Plaques, some trophies?
We have some plaques there, and Jenny Schneider here there was one of the finalists of the Women's Open. I know they're obviously completed. I don't know who the winner is, so I don't want to announce the winner. And see if I can find that out for us, though.
Well, that was a long match, no doubt. As players were out there on the court probably a good 45 minutes to an hour before we started our televised coverage here.
A lot of different events going on here. We have the, again, right from the Men's Open to the Men's C's and the Women's Open to the Women's C, all taking place, the finals here today. We started around 11 o'clock today.
Switch sides, so the opposite side.
Russ Tringali will get word on the Women's Open for us.
What side you guys finish?
And give us
Yeah, switch side.
answer.
Your serve is Kurt.
Kurt Felgemacher and, of course, Greig now taking their time into the break here. There you see the Pims. Taste and enjoy it. Number 1.
Again, PIM's our sponsor. The first time this year sponsoring the summer circuit here, and we want to thank them again for helping us out.
Now you can explain a little bit about what kind of a drink it really is. Something refreshing, of course, on a hot day.
It's a spirit. That's all I know. My wife, who is from England,
Yes.
would probably be the expert on that. But all I know it's a spirit. And it's a very good drink. Let me take a second here and explain what we're doing at the Heathering tournament. Every year we honor a person who's done a lot for tennis in the area, and this year's honoree is Phil Selnicker. And if anyone would like to come to the banquet, which is going to be on Saturday, August 14th, tickets are $15, and all the money is donated to charity. And we'll be roasting Phil, and it should be a good time.
Certainly should be. Again, looking forward to coming back. Reverend Bob Hetherington comes back once a year just to be part of the banquet, of course, and the tournament in his honor.
He's the Buffalo legend.
Legend, yes. Outstanding tennis player. Where is he now? In Virginia, I believe?
That's correct. He's in Virginia right now. Still playing the different divisions he's involved with.
Kurt Felgemacher with 32 unforced errors. He lost the first set in the tiebreaker, 7 points to 2. 1 ace so far and 2 double faults. The only inconsistency I see in Kurt Felgemacher's game is the missed forehand opportunities that he's had.
That's correct. A little bit rushing on that forehand.
Reganau in near court has switched shirts. That's his third, in case you were wondering. Goes for a hard backhand there. Boy, he is a tough competitor, Reganau. He has a variety of shots available to him, different speeds. Let's take a look at some of his work through the first set. As we look at Reganau, 25 unforced errors, no aces. He's more of a spin server and 2 double faults, according to those statistics, although I have 4.
I think these stats indicate the different styles of play. You're going to see Kurt have a little bit more in the unforced error category because he is coming in and being more aggressive. Where Greig is not being as aggressive.
30.
Obviously, he's not going to have as many. Kurt's coming up to the net, and Greig's throwing up a lot of lobs there. But again, I thought each player would have a little bit more in the double fault category, being here on TV, first time for some of them. But they surprised me.
It's just wide. Second serve for Felgemacher. It's long, double fault.
Love 40.
Love 40, great points here for Reganau. Trying to set the tempo in the second set, take control early.
Game now. He leads
Reganau hurt
1
himself
game
there
to
a little
love
bit as he
in
broke
the
the
second
first
set.
game. Leads 1 game to love. Well, Players will change ends.
Again, there's that situation where both players have played a strong first set. They reach 6-all each player, and someone has to win the set. And the player who loses it usually takes the wind out of their sails, and it's tough to get back into it. We'll see what Kurt can do here.
Well, we can talk also about the great people volunteering to help as ball boys, ball girls, and the work that they've done. I mean, this game is, this match so far has been right on target.
That's correct. I'd like to thank all the pro staff here at the Village Glen for helping us out. Tom LaPenna for running all these tournaments and the events. Tony Tringali being the umpire here. Mark Farber, special thanks to him for helping us too. A pro Amy Scretney, who's helped me out immensely here with the tournament. The ball boys and ball girls here. Priya Shastri, Matt Rowland, Amy Rizzuto, and Charlie Fenney. All of them. Without this, none of this would take place.
Here you see Greig and Al. He will be serving from the far court to the near court. And let's see if he comes with one of those power serves.
Yeah, we'll see if Greig should have a little more confidence in the first set and getting a break to second set.
Went for it that time. It's a little long.
Love.
15 love again. Just a little bit out of control for Felgemacher. It's almost like he's racing to get to the spot. And although he's there, he's not prepared to return the shot.
That's correct. I think he maybe he feels like, oh, I lost that first set, and I have to do a little bit extra to win this next set. And
Maybe that's not so true, really. It was such a tight first set.
that's correct. It's not. You really need to be patient and hang in there, and maybe things will change around for him. Get a break here or there.
30 love. Good job. Passes him on the floor.
40 love.
It looks like Greig's in a little more control here now, huh?
I would say. As we said before, Kurt Felgemacher spent quite a bit of energy in the warm-ups and then quite a bit during the first set, as it was a long, grueling first set.
40-15.
Greig now is smile on his face as he can't believe he missed that one. Fairly routine shot opportunity. Coming to the net. And he puts it away.
40.
Coming back a little bit here.
A little bit stronger here now. Greig didn't get that lob up quite high enough. And it's a relatively easy backhand volley for Kurt.
Really, as you said, it couldn't even be called a lob, could it? Great placement, but it might have been wide.
Now.
So Greig now
He
holds
leads
his
two
serve.
games
He
to
leads in the
love
second set,
in the
2
second
games
set.
to love. As you see Greig now, he'll be receiving serve in the front court.
Well, I think we've seen a little bit of a change here this second set. A little more confidence with Greig. Kurt desperately needs to hold this set here, or this game, I'm sorry.
First serve is long. Find it with the second serve. Oh, great shot there. Hard backhand. Another one for Greig now, and the ball returned long.
Love 15.
Excuse me, love 15. Served wide. shot.
Love.
Very nice shot by
30.
Greig. Very nice passing shot.
He's in full control right now from what I can see. Love 30. You see the look of dismay on the face of Kurt Felgemacher as he returned to his position.
Shot, yeah.
Love.
And
40.
forehand.
He'd be better off making the approach down the line like he did on that last shot. Making a cross-court approach, usually the ball's going to come back cross-court, and it's a lot more difficult to volley that. He decided to go down the line in that last shot, and that was a little bit more helpful for him. But he didn't play a very good second shot.
Double fault.
Game
Fourth.
now. He leads 3
Right now
games
has
to love in
broken
the
again.
second set.
Take a 3 games to love lead here in the second set. And we are playing best 2 out of 3, so he is in full control, full command. He will be serving when they come back out of their break.
And I think he's going to take an extra second here, Kurt, and try to think what can he do to get himself out of this situation. Greig, after winning that tiebreaker, a little boost of confidence, and now a 3-love lead. 2 service breaks, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Quite a contingent of fans surrounding our broadcast location enjoying the match taking place behind us.
Yes, right now behind us we have the men's open. A name familiar to everyone is Russ, who beat Taylor Teresi in the semis of this tournament. And Rob Gregoire also in the finals, who is a pro at the Village Glen. He beat myself yesterday in the semis.
Oh boy.
Today's his last day working.
You're doing the right thing. Well, that should be an interesting match as well behind us, the men's open, as we continue here with the men's B championship. From the Village Glen Tennis and Fitness Club. Greig now checking the sun and how it will impact on his toss.
Well, Kurt needs this break of serve here now.
Second serve. Kurt moving up a little bit. Gets it on his forehand and really never really finished the
15
shot.
love.
I think he is losing his confidence a little bit here in his concentration. He's got to step back a second and really take a break here. Try to get himself back in this.
Deep.
Double fault.
15 all.
15 all. Well, if you're going to have a missed opportunity, that's the time to have one, I guess.
Kurt would like to see a whole game of those.
Took a little pace off the ball that time, just to make sure.
15-30.
And there's a nice break for Kurt. I think he needed that.
Great shot.
15-40.
40.
I think Greig thought that ball was going out. Elected not to even make a play on it.
Well, I'm surprised. Now he's put himself in a hole.
Come on.
Ain't sure on that one.
30-40.
This is the time that I've seen a lot of players play matches and actually win the first set, be up the second set, and start playing some loose points and letting your opponent get in. You really want to bear down and concentrate just as much.
He's getting some short ball opportunities for staying at the baseline. There it is. He broke back.
Game,
Felgemacher
Felgemacher.
hanging in there.
And now leads 3 games to 1 in the second
He
set.
breaks Greig now in game 4 of the second set.
It's a nice approach shot. I think you've made a better choice by going down the line, or at least down the middle, not going cross court as often as he's been.
Great attempt.
Love,
by
15.
Kurt Felgemacher. I mean, you're at the mercy of your opponent.
Only thing you can do is stand there or pick one side and go for it.
Yep. It's almost like a self-protection thing. He put the racket in where he thought the ball might go, and certainly wound up with at least making some contact there, but he was at the mercy of Greig now. Second serve. Love 30.
Love, 30.
A little tentative there.
Oh, boy. Some
Love,
days it works and some days it
40.
doesn't. Love 40.
Nice,
Triple break point here.
Nice chip shot by Greig.
Serves long. Well, he might break him right back. And I think that would be the end of the match. Although they'll continue playing a couple more games, but that might be just enough to break the heart of Kurt Felgemacher. Second serve.
Correct.
15-40.
15-40.
$30-40.
Greig missing that shot, hitting that ball wide. Again, he doesn't want to let this game slide away.
Now, this one you need. Good serve, though.
Get over.
And it doesn't
Game,
quite get over, so
and now,
4 games to
and now
1.
leads 4 games to 1
Third service
in the
break.
second set.
And Kurt Felgemacher has suffered in this second set. And he now trails Greig now 4 games to 1.
That was actually a very big game. Would have made a difference between 3-2 and 4-1. It's quite a contrast there. Would have given Kurt really an opportunity to still be in this match. And not to say that he's not, but the chances are less likely.
Exactly. See the players taking refreshment. Now, what is the name of that drink? K? What is that?
10K,
10K.
like a Gatorade drink.
Uh-huh.
I guess it's supposed to bring back fluids into your system 30% faster than water.
Well, I don't believe that. Not with the water you serve here. Who's the sponsor again?
Laurentian water.
Well, that's the best water you can get. It's
I'll agree.
far better than that, whatever that letter thing is. There you go. Kurt Felgemacher is taking on fluids and strictly water for him. Taking a little more time than Greig now. Obviously, Greig with a little bit more invigoration as he's in full control of this second set, leading 4 games to 1. He'll be serving from the far court to the near court. A little stretching to keep the legs loose. And Kurt Felgemacher in the near court waiting serve. That's long.
15, love.
Again, Kurt rushing that shot, really a little bit too deep to come in on, and to try to make an approach off of that.
30
Just long.
love.
30 love. That just barely missed. Kind of a long look back there for Tony Tringali, the chair umpire. That's long.
Wow.
When you see a
40
forehand
love.
just not coming back down, is it the follow through that's incorrect? He's just
Kurt's catching that ball behind his body a little bit. He's muscling the ball over, and I think as each game goes on, he's feeling a little less confident with him, a little more tentative. And Greig's starting to hit through the ball a little bit more. You can see how loose that forehand he just hit was.
no.
Oh, your call. I couldn't tell. I can't make a judgment. 40-15.
Kurt Felgemacher saying that he thought it was out. Tony Tringali said he didn't see it. You'll have to talk to him about that. And Greig now saying, well, whatever you call is, we'll play. So it's at 40-15.
I wonder what he would have said if it was 5-0.
Game. And now he leads 5 games to 1.
Greig now with a lead here,
In the
5
second
games to
set.
1 as he has held his serve. And again, he's in full control of this one.
Kurt made that game easy for him.
Yes, he did. And Kurt now on serve. He's won just 1 game here in the second set after losing a very difficult tiebreaker, 7-2 in the first set. Again, I've got to say I'm impressed with the
Love,
ability of Greig now.
15.
I would say that of the 2 players, he would appear to me to be the player that might be able to move up to an A category and play competitive.
Yeah,
with the
Greig,
variety of shots he has.
Yeah, I agree. Greig has good topspin strokes. Needs to get a little bit more confident with them.
15
Kurt also has a
all.
good game. He needs to have a little more confidence in his strokes, I think, definitely to build in it, because he's coming in a little bit too often. Needs to stay back a little bit more and have a little more of a rally exchanges with him.
As you said, defensive, both players at the start of the match, both working full time. It's tough to devote yourself to this type of practice. You need to get the confidence in those shots.
No question about it. The kids we have playing here, the top players, the open players, are playing 5-6 hours a day. It's one of those games where you just need to be on the court all the time to really develop.
30-15.
30-15, Felgemacher.
There's one of the few sloppy shots we've seen out of Greig there. Just really hit that ball completely.
Second serve.
Kurt hit a tough shot there. He actually ran around his backhand,
Yes, he
found
did.
himself in the alley, and played it inside out to the other side. Or actually, I'm sorry, down the middle, and Greig just hit a cross-court shot.
Couldn't recover quick enough. Not too many players are that quick.
I know.
Tough shot. And wide.
30-40.
30-40, another break point opportunity
Match
for Greig
point.
now. And exactly. Set the set and match point. Let's see if Kurt tries to play this safe on the first serve or really booms one. He got it.
Deuce.
Back to deuce. Forehand miss there for Greig now.
Kirk some credit, though. He wasn't afraid to come in on match point there and still held his ground.
1-3.
Second serve. Oh boy.
Advantage, Felgemacher.
Not a very good choice of shots by Greig that time.
That looked a little lazy, actually.
Yeah. Being up 5-1 in the second set. Should still be aggressive.
First serve long. Game point available to Kurt Felgemacher.
Game,
And,
Felgemacher.
And
Now
Kurt
leads
Felgemacher
5
holds his
games to
serve.
2.
Trails still
Second
5
set.
games to 2, but a little bit of a respite there, as he'll now go to take a short break. Well,
gives Kurt another life left here.
hang in there. That's all you can do is hold serve as best you can and hope for the opposition to make some mistakes perhaps when they're on serve.
He's probably thinking of his game plan here now and how aggressive and how cautious he wants to be.
Chance to mention again the ball boys and ball girls volunteering their time so nicely to assist these players, and Matt Rowland, Priya Shastri, Charlie Fenney, and Amy Rizzuto.
All these kids are in our program here at the Village Glen, which runs Monday through Friday.
What's involved with that type of program for the kids?
There's a couple different. We actually take children on from ages 4 to 8 in a Pee-wee program, or 8 and up in our regular program. There's a bunch of different combinations of days and times to come throughout the week, and it runs throughout the summer until the end of August. And again, a look at our sponsor Pims and Don Tringali helping at the table, and look at Lisa Frank, who is going to be in our women's A finals, which will be televising.
And we're back, and ready to go is Greig Anau from the near court serving for the set and the match. Second serve. Great location.
15, love.
Now, it's not how Kurt wanted to start this game out. I can guarantee you on that one.
Well, to
30,
Greig Anau's credit,
love.
he's not rushing anything. He had a short ball available to him there, and he just played it and waited for the error to be made by the opposition, and it came through.
I agree. Good point by Greig. Just being steady, making his shots here.
There's a deep ball. Tremendous shot.
Nice.
Just a tremendous
40,
shot there for
love.
Greig Anau. Are we going to have presentations out at center court at the conclusion of this match?
As soon as we're done with this, I'll bring both players out and we'll present the trophies and see what they had to say about the match.
Okay, we'll take a short break in between there, as this one is at match point.
40-15.
Very nice point by both players.
Well, Greig went for it. He was hitting some very hard shots deep to the baseline. And that's long.
40-30.
Making this thing interesting.
Every time we count Kurt out here, he's coming back.
Greig being very patient on this point.
Very big point.
Well, here comes Kurt finally deciding to come to the net. Now retreating. Here it comes.
Yeah, dude. Come on, stay with me.
Very nice shot. He hung in there.
And Greig
A lot of credit.
just thought about coming to the net and maybe changed his mind halfway there. He didn't get much on that shot.
We're not giving up here.
Advantage now.
Advantage now.
That's disheartening after all that work and throwing that ball into the net.
Yeah, sometimes though he was playing the same game that Greig now was, staying on the baseline, staying on the baseline, staying on the baseline. Decides to come to the net and then loses the point because of just being a little aggressive. Match point once again. Tough shot. And it's what?
Game,
And that
set, and
concludes
match
men's
now.
B
He
championship
wins
as Greig
7-6, 6-2.
wins the second set 6-2 after taking the first set 7-6 after a tiebreaker. They shake hands, and two good competitors, two classy guys out there as well. We'll get a chance to talk to them in just a little bit as we tell you that we'll come back with interviews and trophy presentations. You're watching the Capello Clay Court Championships. The men's B final just completed. We'll be back in a moment.
Consider these facts. Regular exercise reduces harmful cholesterol, promotes fat loss, helps prevent osteoporosis, and helps you to maintain your optimal body weight. Exercise can reduce your risk of premature death by 53% if you're a man and by 98% if you're a woman. Regular exercisers generally live longer, perform better, and get more out of life. Now consider these facts. The Village Glen provides personal, professional care and a truly comfortable environment. When you consider all the facts, shouldn't you call the Village Glen today?
Hi, I'm Russ Tringali, and I'm here with the two finalists of the Capello Clay Court Men's B Division. To my right is Kurt Felgemacher and Greig, and now both of them in the finals of this tournament, which was sponsored by PIMS this summer, the first time sponsoring this summer series. And I'd like to talk to Kurt, who was the runner-up but played an excellent match, and your feelings on the match. Kurt, it looked like you were the more aggressive player out there, but it looked like Greig was hitting a lot of topspin lobs and passing you from side to side. How do you feel you played?
I think I did hit the ball hard, but every time I hit it hard, he returned everything back. I have to say he's a great player. And I'd also like to say thanks to PIMS and Village Glen and you, Russ, for making this possible. And I'd like to say hello to my mom. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. Greig, congratulations.
Thank you.
You played a great match. You stayed back and were the counterpuncher. Was that your strategy from the whole time
That
out
was
here?
my strategy because I've seen him play before, and I said, well, I'm going to have to get him on the ground strokes, pass him, pin him at the baseline. And it seems to me it worked. Keep
Well,
the topspin.
You played a great match, and it's nice to have you here for the first time this summer. And were you nervous playing on TV at all?
Well, I was shocked when I came here. I wasn't shaving or anything. Like, oh, great. So I had to scurry on back to the washroom, get a shave, and then I came out. But it's been a great week. I'd like to thank Village Glen and PIMS. and it's my first B tournament I've ever won.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm Russ Tringali, and again, I'd like to thank John Lauricella of Capello's and Pims for being the sponsor, and back to Frank.
The men's B championship. Craig Annell defeats Kurt Felgemacher 7-6 and 6-2 in straight sets in an outstanding match. And I'd like to thank Russ, and for Russ and myself, we wish you a pleasant evening and hope you enjoyed some great tennis action on Adelphia Cable Sports.
From 46. Training, do this, and 46 scrum that they met. 23. Too many. And that we just minutes ago. We tried. And do a curl. Here. Do a curl. Down. And these would, in other cases, shown, would not allow to this. And then, like, in this, and of course, now we see that a number of questions that are expressed. I hope that in minutes, I'd like to our board and get what's going on. Let's see if I can get a category. Okay. One related represents sequence menstrual cycle. Now, the question requires series of information. This doesn't know together. It's really when now. This is full cycle. Let's imagine ovary. First thing that is developed the contains that's gives me this one as around the middle of the around the egg, rupture an egg, ovulation. That would not. So it looks like direction. Ovulation. The next will be corpus, which is the area so that it's over, yellow body, is acting as a gland, and as often is that there is shedding is built in the uterus. Should be this one. False. Hello,
I'm Jerry. I'm Jerry. About technology, like the different
systems.
Yeah, they're alive.
Can anybody? Biotic? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me turn a little bit, which you need to remember. Thanks.